All right, Shivam, welcome to Gradeup's session on meeting with the achievers. Right, congratulations on scoring uh, extremely good score, 246 out of 360. Right,
Yeah, sir.
congratulations. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of students out there who would like to interact with you, would like to ask questions and get to know how did you achieve this uh, absolutely stunning score, right? So Shivam, can you just give me a brief idea, like 30 seconds? What's your academic background? What have you
Yeah.
done so far?
So first of all, thank you to Gradeup for inviting me to share a few words of wisdom with you and the whole fraternity of my MBA, and to all students for whom this video is going to help to get into the top B schools. So speaking about myself, I am from Mumbai and I'm a student and I was a 19 pass out in electronics and communication engineering. From last year, I'm working in Reliance Jio as a software developer,
Okay.
and I have been doing very well in my academics, like right from my school to right from my high school and right from my engineering. I was in the top 10 students in my class in my engineering also. And similarly, for my job, if I like to say that my job was not a campus placement, it was a pre-placement offer for me, PPO,
Okay.
whereby I worked as an intern in Reliance Jio and was given an offer over there. So
Okay.
that was how my background goes.
So you have been pretty consistent throughout. That's what you're saying,
Yes, yes, sir,
right?
yeah.
Yes. But that doesn't mean that if you're trying to get a high score in a test like NMAT or for that matter any other exam, entrance exam, that still requires a lot of hard work. I'm pretty sure,
Definitely,
right?
sir.
So why MBA? I'm pretty sure you have faced this question earlier. Also, you may have asked yourself and things like that.
Right.
But why MBA? Why not something else?
Yeah, as I told you, like I have been a bright student right throughout my school, and I have been always aspiring to manage people. So when I after my engineering, when I went entered into Reliance Jio, the software developer, what I realized over there, my work was extremely good. I was contributing well to my products, and I was able to give my knowledge, domain, and everything well justice to everything. But what happened was, like, whenever I used to go into business meetings, I used to meet the tech architects, my senior business person, and all these people. And what I felt over there, I lacked somewhere in giving them the business ideas.
Okay.
Like that was where I was not doing justice to myself, which I wanted to do throughout my career. So I thought that doing MBA will definitely help me in getting all the managerial skills, the right skill sets, and which will add to my portfolio and will help me give a boost to my career. And so one more thing, like being able to understand both technical side and the business side of the job will help me become an invaluable asset for my corporation.
Okay.
My core focus.
So this decision was well thought out. It was not a knee-jerk reaction or like everybody else is doing, so let me do it.
No. It was not a herd mentality. I just wanted
Okay.
to do it for my
Okay.
own. Yeah.
That's nice. So when did you become serious about the preparation part, and when did you start?
Yeah, like I told you, like last year I came to my job and I started with my training and everything. So after my training got over of my office, I started preparing for my MBA in the month of August. And
Okay.
it was then when I started preparing, I joined Gradeup, and I had been preparing consistently. Like since I'm working, I don't get much time throughout the day
Right.
to prepare. So I prepare in the like after coming from my office, after my work is over. And since there was a lockdown this year, it was a boon for me. I got ample amount of time to prepare, and I
Okay.
tried to use the possible time with me to its fullest. That was
Okay,
my
that's nice. So can I say that the flexibility that Gradeup gave you in terms of watching recorded classes or watching classes at your own leisure and at your own convenience added to your preparation strategy and benefited you?
Definitely, sir. The courses are very
Right.
much well structured in Gradeup. Like all good faculties are there under one umbrella. So like test
Right.
series, like quizzes and all. So I felt like it was a great start for me. Like everything was well organized over there. I did not go anywhere to just find materials or go for test series and all that. I think it was everything was
That
enough.
serves as a motivating factor for the people at Gradeup as well. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm pretty sure students who are watching this interview would be interested to know what was your preparation strategy. Two things: what was your strong area, what was your weak area or areas, and
Hmm.
what was your strategy, because you did not prepare for a long time, correct?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
what was your strategy broadly?
Yeah, so broadly speaking, like since I'm from engineering background, so saying that cons is not my stalwart side is like a very great thing to say.
Yeah,
But yeah,
true.
like cont was not definitely on my favor. So what I
Okay.
did was like studying formulas and studying theory and everything was done by me like every day, regularly,
Okay.
consistently was done by me. But when I gave mocks, it was then when I realized that the gap between my study and gap between what exam requires, so there's a huge gap between both
Yes.
of them.
Yes.
So that was when I tried to gear up preparations. So like I focused on all the core topics first of all, tried to give topic tests of all of them,
Mm-hmm.
and just tried to assess myself like which are the areas where I'm lacking behind, which I need more practice. So I used to document all of them very clearly in an Excel sheet so that I could just
Okay.
know how shall I prepare, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, because just randomly going and preparing doesn't help much according to me.
It
So
doesn't.
like we
It
are
doesn't.
MBA aspirants, so we have to
True.
learn to manage ourselves and everything stuff very well. So that was the first step I did. And talking about LRDI, that was my strongest section. And like I
Okay.
had been doing consistently well throughout in that
Okay.
section. But practice is the skill which will have to develop for everyone so that you excel in this exams. So LRDA practice and practice is going to happen. BRC, like I have been reading books, articles throughout, so I didn't have much problem in for that.
Okay.
But still, I feel that like having a speed reading is very much important, and
Okay.
like reading variety of articles, being an avid reader, like whatever you do, just read and gather as much information as you can, which will help you excel in this exam.
Okay. So this is very, very interesting and nice to know that you first of all wrote down your weak areas and your strength areas, and you accordingly customized the preparation.
Correct,
Just
correct.
did not go with the flow that okay, let's do everything possible. You did not do that. So you realized that your VRC was good enough, so it doesn't require extra preparation because you have been an avid reader throughout your life.
Yeah,
And in LRDI you were naturally good at it, so probably that was another strength area. But despite being an engineer, you thought that your quant area requires preparation, and you did that. Correct?
correct,
Did
correct. Yes,
not did not think okay, I'm an engineer, why should I worry about it? But you took corrective steps, and that obviously benefited you a lot, I'm pretty sure.
definitely, sir. Yeah.
So if I look at the last 2 weeks of preparation, did you do anything extra, or what exactly did you do in the last 2 weeks of the
Yeah,
preparation?
as I mentioned, sir, like whatever points I have noted down about my mocks, about my strength and my weaknesses, in the Excel sheet, I used to refer those and just try to assess like where I would go wrong in the exam. And like
Okay.
mocks played a great role in identifying my weak areas. And many times it happens that you know a topic very well, but because of exam situation, exam stress, you go wrong over there. So I
Mm-hmm.
noted down all these points in my sheet, and I referred to those points again and again so that I don't repeat the same mistakes in the exams also.
Right.
So this is what I did in my last 2 weeks, and
Okay.
brushing up all the formulas of cons, that is very much crucial, and maintaining the flow of practicing LRDS sets with time practice. Like solving the question is more important, not much important, other than solving it in the given amount of time. That's what I
Yes.
feel.
Yes.
So this is what I maintained the flow in the last 2 weeks. That was what helped me.
So did you come under pressure because of the availability of relatively less time in the paper of NMAT? Was there any time pressure?
Because the paper was adaptive, and since
Right.
we didn't have the option to come back to the question, like once
Right.
the question comes in the screen, you have to mark it, or you can't leave the question, so you have to mark it. So
Okay.
for some time, what happened in the mock for me, like there were some questions where I used to get stuck, and that was where I used to lose much of my time. So I realized that getting stuck in any question is something which will hamper your performance to a lot. So I did one thing, that whenever I don't know any question, just mark it and leave it. That is what I used to do, and that is how you manage your time in the exam. Not getting stuck to one question, taking
Yes.
it on an ego that I have practiced this so well. How can I miss it in the exam? Not to take these things. It can happen naturally to everyone because you are a human being.
This is an extremely important point, that you realize that there is no point taking questions on your ego कि मुझसे कैसे नहीं होगा. That's the attitude a lot of people have, that I would solve it no matter what, right? So you did not let your ego clash with your aspirations in terms of high marks, right? And time pressure of course was there, but you did not get stuck with any question, you just moved on. That's what helped you. Okay, so in NMAT, any particular area you faced trouble in, or it was same quant LRDI was better than
NMAT,
one?
in NMAT, I'll say critical reasoning plays a major role in LRDI
Okay.
section. So, like,
Okay.
which is something which CAT aspirants are not much used to, since
Yes.
critical reasoning comes in verbal section, not in
Right.
LRDI section. And a major chunk of the LRDI section of NMAT consists of critical reasoning only.
Okay.
So, reading those sets carefully, assessing all the information, gathering all the major points, and noting the premises conclusions is something where I lacked. So I needed to put some
Okay.
extra efforts in that section, I like to say, and solving it fast. That is more important. Like reading those heavy paragraphs and this is coming to conclusion correctly and eliminating the close options. All this was a
Mm-hmm.
little bit challenge for me, and this is something something little bit difficult for NMAT side. This everything remains the same as the other MBA entrance exams only.
Okay. So one particular question I have in mind, that is there anything special that from Gradeup that helped you prepare better, which you probably not have otherwise received or gotten from anywhere else?
Yeah, there are many points I would like to highlight for this thing. First of all, live lectures. Like
Okay.
since there was a pandemic going on, we didn't have access to offline coaching classes,
Yes,
right?
true.
And even though if I would have joined some offline coaching classes, it would have taken some time for them to adjust and just come to this over this pandemic phase and start the classes online. But what happened with major classes, like they were like very much difficult for them to manage for the live classes and all these things. But it's
Right.
already there in the Gradeup app. Like there were live classes only over here. So it didn't take any time. I didn't waste any time in that. So live
Okay.
classes were there. Doubt solving was there, which was like
Right.
already available. And faculties are so good that I need not go anywhere to ask your doubts. Like my doubts were clarified at the moment the class was taken. So that was one thing. And the
Okay.
mocks, I like to say that mocks had a very good analysis. Like after the mock, how much time do I spend in the question, and what are my mistakes and strength area, weaker, all were given to me over there only. So like it helped me a lot. So like I
Right.
don't think like there is hardly any platform which would give all these things under one umbrella to you. Gradeup will excel in that.
I am pretty sure everybody at Gradeup feels very proud about the fact that we were of some help to you in achieving what you achieved.
Yeah.
Shivam, so let's keep it very short and crisp. Anything specific you would like to advise the future aspirants, those who are going to take up NMAT, or for that matter, other MBA entrance exams also? Word of wisdom from someone who has done it, and not somebody who has probably only tried, but you have achieved also. So 246 out of 360 is not a mean feat. So anything, any word of advice to the students for future?
Yeah, definitely. Like students who are aspiring for the next year, I just tell them ki even though you're working or you're studying in a school, just maintain regularity. Like being consistent is the key to cracking any MBA entrance exam. So do not
True.
lose focus anytime. There might be situations of ups and downs coming to you. Sometimes you might feel that you are not able to do well. Sometimes you feel that no mock scores are not up to the mark. But don't get disheartened. Analyze them well, because nothing is like which you can't achieve. Everyone has done this. Even you can do it. Like any task which you haven't accomplished seems impossible when you haven't done that. Once you do it, you will realize that it wasn't such a great Herculean task to do.
Exactly.
So being very consistent, not losing the flow is something very important. And on the exam day, maintaining the calm and peace is very, very, very much important. Like students often prepare well. They do very well in their mock exams, but on the exam day, the mental stress and the mental situation hampers the performance a lot. This is what I'll try to tell them. And while giving the mocks, always simulate the exam-like conditions and try to give a mock in that way only, which will help you prepare for the worst situations also.
True. Shivam, talking to you makes me realize that you have achieved something outstanding. Despite that, you remain very humble. Let me tell you that for sure. And I'm sure your story would inspire a lot of students in terms of what should they do. If I look at it, the key takeaway from what you told me is, first is of course recognizing your strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
Accordingly, adjusting your preparation is extremely important. Now, because of platform like Gradeup, students who are staying in far-flung areas in India, or even those who are working full time and do not have dedicated time to go and attend classes somewhere, they have the access to the best of the material, best of the faculty members. So if they can figure out what they are good at, what they are not so good at, and they can be as consistent as you are, and as thorough, and do not panic and do not lose their calm under pressure, I think NMAT, or for that matter any other exam, would be within their reach. Is that correct?
Right, sir. Very true, sir.
Right. So thanks a lot for talking to us, Shivam. I wish you all the very best for future because you have a lot to achieve. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much from all of us at Gradeup. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Please
much.
take
I'd like
care.
to thank Gradeup and the entire team for cooperating.
Thank you.
So much, sir.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.